Hello again, it's Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida. That's a 12-inch by 16-inch canvas and an OXO omelet turning flip and fold spatula from Good Grips. It's on my Amazon link. I am a Colourarte affiliate. We will be using Prizm pours and primary elements. And I've just remembered that I want to start. I've discovered I already knew that putting a light color paint down to begin with creates a resist. So now I'm going to do it very on purpose. Not only will it give me enough paint to spread around once I add my colors, but I really like the look of having what seems like clouds. That was the Chantilly lace, Prizm pour. This is frosted berry. Part of me wants to spread some of that around, but I don't think that that's the best way for this to work out. I am going to be attempting a bottom half, but I'm not sure that I'm going to manage it until after the first part is over. So this is some old hot, this is, I was going to say this is old hot ochre, but the truth is that this is available as a primary element jasmine. Sorry, I'm quiet. I just saw my cat, who is not supposed to be out in the front yard. So this is frosted berry with some of the new Vivid Intense drops of magenta, ultramarine blue, and dioxazine violet. And I definitely want to try some of that. I wanted some red in there. I have a primary element called crab apple. Anytime I put the colors on top of another color, I can probably assume that I'm not going to get quite as much of that showing through. This is honeysuckle. And I don't think I want a whole lot of that, because every time I put orange in, I get a lot of, takes over. So this is orange peel with some gold sparkle. And I think it'll help tone down that honeysuckle a little bit. And then I'm going to put in something I'm going to have to make some more of, which is sour lemon Prizm pour with a little bit of orange crush. If I want to put any other colors in, I think I'll wait. Well, I'll wait until after I put some of this aubergine in. I might wish I had put some more Chantilly lace up at the top, and I probably still could. I get a little nervous about the aubergine and the orange getting together and becoming a problem. So the Chantilly lace I'm using as a motivating tool for the rest of the paint. And I'm going to take whatever I get to start with and put it over the edge. Push it back. And then drag it along again. And in this case, I see that thing that's green, and I'm not sure what I did to make green. I suppose there could be some purple in there. So I have quite a bit of paint on my spatula from dragging across, as you can see, because of that blob in the center. But right now I'm going to use most of it, including that blob. Only this time I'm going to carry it around instead of over. And do I dare? Yeah, I do. I want some more pink. What did I do with the hot orchid? Well, I've got something called Tempting Tulip, which might be really nice, if it'll come out. Here we go, right on my finger. Loving my choice of colors. Put that turquoise over the edge again. And then use whatever I've got to finish the top off. And hope that I have enough time. That Tempting Tulip is really bright, but it's fun. Let's see what we've got on this side that I need to cover. and then drag anything that goes up over the edge. That's pretty bright. Makes me want to push some of this orange, or pick up some of this orange with my spatula. Come on. It's worth the risk. It mutes other things and adds a lot of interest, I think. There's no point in wasting any amount of paint. Slow my spatula down at the edge and hope. Well, that was different. Now I've got little marks, little stripy spots from pulling the paint along, which I will probably continue to have no matter what I do. I do have something in my paint that I can see, and I have tweezers on my Amazon link. I recommend the really pointy stainless steel ones. And if you soak them in water, you'll get all the paint off. Come on out. Whatever you are, come out. Now I like all of that, with the possible exception of that one spot that's showing there's nothing there. Yes, I did. I just stuck my finger in, and I'll do it again. I've always wanted to. Every once in a while I give in. I like that I know I can feel just how deep I want to go. And I can see what I'm scraping down to. And in this case I can use the residuals right on the edge of my canvas in the appropriate place, I hope. Keep my other fingers tucked in. Okay, I think that's fairly good. Have a nice muted orangey sky in the lower half. Now I'm going to try and take advantage of the fact that I have more colors on my spatula that I want to get off, and then I'll use my studio rag, which I recommend. Sweatshirt material, sweatpants, anything like that makes a really great absorbent rag, especially if it's cotton. Now what do I want to do? Anything up there? I didn't want to spit in my painting, but I did want to see if I could make some nice clouds with my breath. And you could probably go back tomorrow. I see that thing that does not belong. Obviously you don't need to blow in. I got it. Yay. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of Sherwin Williams white. I can figure out which side to open it from. And then I'm going to put a little puddle of Sherwin Williams white on. I don't really care if I get any paint smeared in the white at all. That kind of looked like reflections, and I didn't mind it. Kind of liking seeing what happens when I combine the two areas. Although I suspect I will run out of time. I might put a second layer down, but right now I'm going to use, if it'll come out, some wintergreen. I don't need a lot. What did I do with all my greens? I thought I grabbed everything I could possibly need. I'll throw a little bit of Mayan gold in there. A little bit of triple sec, which is a primary element, I believe. There they are. This is green tea, which is another primary element. I want a little purple, and I have some deep amethyst. I wanted some nickel azo gold, and in this case it's plugged. Darn. I'm not putting up with that. I don't want to pour in too much. By the same token, I'm not going to wipe off my palette knife if I can put paint down. I've got to clean that bottle tip out. And I definitely need my black and my white. And in this case, maybe some Atelier phthalo turquoise. But what else? I know something else has got to go in there. I've got fresh pine, another primary element. And I haven't, oh, that's a lot like the other one. And I haven't used any of my Fandango yet. Now, all this is in an effort to try and make a layer of celly paint. But in order to do that, I really have to start by making the cells. So let's get on with it. I'm going to try for the first time this smaller palette knife, which may or may not be a good idea. And some of that Atelier phthalo turquoise. Trying not to knock anything over. Alright, so I've got some really cool cells, and I probably don't have enough paint, which means I may be doing it again. I'm going to move them all over to one side and up, figuring tipping or spinning, similar effect. Let it go down. Usually I use an edge catcher. That could still happen, just not yet. It's not a fast process. And I like what I'm seeing, only I want to make sure it's not so thick that it dries with cracks. Just going to let it go up. Try not to focus on how much time there might or might not be left. I wonder how far I can get that to go across. Be nice if it would go even further than it has. And that could happen. Lots of great cells. I wonder what would happen if I took my straw and motivated some paint. Got to be careful because of that base layer. Alright, well that's kind of cool. I like it. I'm thinking I want some amethyst at the horizon line. And I might use it as a background for tree. I've been thinking about doing a tree on top of something, but I have to have a background first. I'm going to blow that out. Let it fall down again. Take a quick peek. I've got less than a minute, but then I'll have a few more minutes to talk to you guys. I have 2,800 videos. I probably have 2,900 videos by now. I want to see how far I can get this to go down, to tell you the truth. And I might as well do that in your direction. And I'm sure I could put just a little bit more paint. I actually have enough paint on my palette knife to do something in those mountains. Or use it over the edge. Why not try and spread it out? See what happens. It'll give me a base. I've got 3 minutes to finish. I'm awful glad I put that beginning. Evidently there's some water and I've got a reflection. Which is okay with me. I'm just using the paint up that was on the silicone mat. Anytime I don't like a mark, I just use my straw. Try and put a little organic twist on it. I kind of feel like using something else down there. Maybe just some more cell activator would be good. Black. The Mayan Gold is not a cell activator, it's just a Prizm pour. So that makes me want to tip it down again. And I did just do that. And that, put the straw down in wet paint. Alright, well it is what it is for right now. Any of my extra paint I have there that I need I'll use on the bottom. I think I'm going to put a little more purple. Actually, I've got a better purple color. Whoops. And it is 1 minute left to tell you guys I love you. Please know that I'm posting at 10 a.m. Eastern 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time recently, as opposed to the old time. I did dribble on the painting, so I get what I get. But I wanted something a little different than I had, so I'm not unhappy about that part anyway. Being very gentle not to dig down, or attempting not to dig down. And this is, I know that this is the Vivid Intense Dioxazine Violet and some other things, which I will try and remember to put into, it's got some phthalo green in there.